One Kelly Cup playoff berth has been clinched. 7 more are up for grabs. We'll hear from players in both conferences. A new team has a name. Plus, we run down a fresh crop of highlights. You're just in time. ECHL Week starts now.
Hi, welcome to ECHL Week. I'm Barry Schickling. With about 2 weeks left to the regular season, the intense competition for Kelly Cup playoff spots continues, and to date, just one of those spots has been clinched. We're happy to speak today with the head coach of the team that we know is going to the Kelly Cup playoffs, Bruce Ramsey of the Wichita Thunder. Bruce, the nature of the ECHL is that there's a lot of player movement during the course of a season. How much has consistency been a factor in you guys being able to be successful so far this season?
This team has been together for a good majority of the season. But I don't think we made a player-for-player trade all season long. So a good portion of the guys not only have been with me all year this year, but all last year. So our expectations for each other are pretty similar, and I think we really understand what it takes to obviously win and, to win as a team. It's a really close-knit group. We have a real good family atmosphere, and I got to tell you, it's been a pleasure to coach these guys.
Most successful teams have a pretty good leadership group. Tell us about the leaders on your team.
We have leadership throughout that locker room. We recently brought in Ryan White, who was a great pickup for us, and brought that experience and character that he had for all those years in the NHL, and has been a great role model for all our young guys. But the list goes on. It's on Stefan Fournier, Jacob Graves, Matthew Gagnon, Spencer Dorowitz. Both they're young, but they're older. Young in terms of the years they've played, but older in their experience and where they've been. So it's been a pleasure, and we have a long ways to go, and obviously we got a lot of big games coming up. But so far to this point, it's been great.
Now that you're headed to the postseason, what are your goals in terms of making sure you're prepared for the playoffs?
I think it's just most important that we're playing the right way, and we're playing hard, and we're doing the right things for the rest of the way. So when we get into playoffs, we don't really have to change much. We just move on to keep the sailing smooth as possible. We always talk about our team that individual success is a direct correlation to team success, and obviously we've had a lot of guys with great years, but it all comes down to it is that we've had good team success, and the individuals have performed well and benefited from it.
You've been coaching for quite some time, but you've never coached through a season like this. No one has. How's the fun quotient been for you?
Oh, I can tell you it's a stressful job, Barry, and there's nothing worse when you're losing and you have to reinvent the wheel. It seems like a lot of times to try and get your boys back on track. So for this year, obviously winning is fun, and having that just knowledge that you have that kind of team that's going to go out there and give it everything they have every game. And for the most part, we've been coming out in the right part of the scoreboard throughout the year. So it's, when I look at it, I've had some really good years, and this rate's with the best of them.
Our thanks to Wichita Thunder head coach Bruce Ramsey for joining us today. Staying in the Western Conference, the Utah Grizzlies are one of the teams still trying to nail down a postseason spot. After having won 7 games in a row in May, the team is on a real roll. A few weeks ago, the Grizzlies lost 3 straight road games, including 2 to Tulsa, one of the teams that they're battling for that final playoff spot. Then they went on to win 7 straight games.
We went to Tulsa. You lose 2 games. We had that one game. We're down 5-0. I think 6 or 7 minutes in. So you kind of regroup. You sit down and you look. Everyone looks at each other in the mirror and just try to find answers. And after that, I think we all felt like going into every weekend or every week, we would always get away with maybe 1 or 2 wins out of 3 games, and that's not good enough. So. Going into that Rapid City week, we knew that that's the team we were chasing in the standings to try and make the playoffs, and can't look behind and can't look too far ahead. We just knew we had 4 big games that week that we had to try and win, and obviously it went really well winning all 4.
Obviously Tim's there pumping us up and telling us like, if you want to continue to play hockey, we gotta start picking it up. But I think our core leaders like Tegan Zahn, Mitch Maxwell, Travis Barron was down here for a little bit. He's back up in Colorado. Just those core guys that have won championships they were with the Eagles, but they were in the ECHL at the time, and so those guys that have been there and done that, I think helped our group a lot.
Over the past week or few weeks, I guess it's more been about us. We want to play our game. We want to play the way that's going to give us success, and not necessarily look at the other teams or what another team may be doing. And I think that's something that's really helped us over this little stretch here. And so I think Tim's had a good approach. He's been real positive over the last few months, and it's helped us here recently, just picking up a few wins. And obviously, if physical play is part of our game on a certain night or a certain stretch, that's something we have to bring.
Although they know they still have some work to do, both Gerard and Boucher are confident in the Grizzlies heading into the final stretch run.
We've been preparing for games every day, but I think right now, the last 7 games we've kind of been preparing like it's been playoffs. Like we had to win these games, or we wouldn't be in the position we are right now. So I think around the room right now, it's kind of like playoffs. So we just take it one day at a time, like I've been saying, and just keep working and focus on the day.
As a team, we really feel we have a good lineup. We feel that we have 20 guys every night, or close to 20 guys that can help us to win games every single night. And we're going to, I guess, good for us, we're going to receive a few players from the American League hopefully here shortly. So these are all guys that have been with us at some point in the year and that have really helped us so far to win some games. So I think we're all optimistic looking into playoffs.
A name for a new team. Details straight ahead on ECHL Week.
New buyers can benefit by working with a trusted real estate agent. Will Springer is your trusted advisor for buyers and sellers. For a free consultation or to find an agent in your area of the country, contact Will today.
There are 2 new teams coming into the ECHL for next season, and one of them now has a name and an identity. The team in Carlville, Iowa, near Iowa City, will be known as the Iowa Heartlanders. It was announced on Thursday. Deacon Sports and Entertainment unveiled the logo and colors for the team, which will begin play in October. Its home rink will be the Extreme Arena. After months of research and listening to suggestions from thousands of fans, we are proud to call ourselves the Iowa Heartlanders, said Dean McDonald, chair of Deacon Sports and Entertainment. The primary logo is a white-tailed deer with an antlered crown of sunrise gold. The Iowa state flower, the wild prairie rose, is also part of the branding scheme, featuring heart-shaped coral pink petals and a shining sun. The flower will serve as the team's secondary logo and will also appear on the Heartlanders jersey. In addition to the Newfoundland Growlers, Deacon Sports owns next season's other new team based in Trois-Rivières, Quebec. A name for that club is expected to be announced soon. Earlier in the show, we talked about the Western Conference playoff race. Now, equal time for the East. With 3 weekends left in the season, 4 teams, Indy, Orlando, Jacksonville, and South Carolina, are battling for the final 2 Eastern playoff spots. We hear today from the Solar Bears. Here's veteran Jerry D'Amigo.
You work for it, the whole year, and now it's kind of light at the end of the tunnel where, we have however many games left, and you want to keep your team and the positive vibes up high, as you go into playoffs. So, you don't want to hit a downslope going into playoffs, and, the race is pretty tight right now, and yes, like you said, we are in a good spot, but the only way to keep us at a good spot is to play well and to play even better, and to go into that last game June 5th and playing our best, and then building that into the playoff series that we have whoever we're playing.
It's tough to look forward too far. I mean, we're a tight group, we're a tight locker room, we hang out away from the rink and stuff like that too, so it's not talked about too much, it's just kind of show up every day and take it day by day and keep doing the right thing, and then that'll get us into the spot that we want to be, and ultimately we'll have success.
We're three or four lines deep. I think everyone can contribute offensively, and we just have to make sure we take care of our own end first. So we might get a couple more pieces. You never know with the way this league is and with the AHL is shutting down so fast or earlier than us. So we'll see what happens. You know, I don't try and plan too far ahead because there's so many changes all the time.
The expectation is whatever's worked for the Solar Bears so far this season will help them in the final few weeks of the year and heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, we're pretty steady and within our structure, so we don't want to change much. We're playing the way that we know how and trying to do that on a consistent basis. So that's what gives us success when we play the way that he draws it up and that we know we can play like that. So
we've lost players, we've had the COVID fight just like everybody else, but it seems like we don't get down. Everybody's always there to pick each other up, and it's a pretty close-knit group, and hopefully they can continue to do that, and we can make the playoffs and then make a run in the playoffs.
You always want to win, you always want to be successful wherever you go, and if we're gonna be in the playoffs, why not win? That's been my thing. If you're just gonna be in playoffs to be in playoffs, you're in the wrong athlete frame of mind. So for me, I think that's what our team needs to get at, and I think we are there. And that's basically the goal and what we want to do and what I want to do.
A game-winning goal kicks off our Best of the Week highlight segment. Here's Pascal Lequin of Jacksonville seeing the chance, racing between a couple of Florida defenders and notching an overtime goal as the Icemen continue on their quest of an Eastern Conference playoff berth. Cedric Momeni of Rapid City follows this play closely and is in perfect position to deposit a rebound into the net during a win in Wichita. Check out the serious velo generated by this shot off the stick of Greenville's Alec Rauhauser. It came during a victory at Wheeling. Wichita's Cam Clark finds a place where no Rapid City defender can cover him. This goal helped the Thunder to a defeat of the Rush. Having your stick on the ice while near the net can pay off. Fort Wayne's Stephen Harper is well aware of that fact, and he takes advantage during this triumph over the Nailers.
And the Comets take the lead.
What an accurate shot here by Kansas City defenseman Willie Corrin. This goal, which took place in the first minute of the game, got the Mavericks off to a good start as they earned a win over Allen. And our goalie highlight today features Alex Dubois of South Carolina, who wanders from the crease. But not to worry, he's back in time to make a save on a backhand shot by Jacksonville's Abbott Gerdukas. That wraps up another edition of ECHL Week. Thank you for watching. No show next week, so make sure to join us on June 4th when we'll return and take a look at all of the playoff races as we head into the end and the last weekend of the regular season. Until then, keep up to date on everything that's going on by following our social media channels. Stay safe, take care.